Hello, and welcome to Psychology and Socialism Addendum. Today, we shall be looking at the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life. Before we continue with the discussion, kindly click the subscribe button and the like button. Doing these helps the channel to stay on. Now, let us delve into the discussion. In the book of Genesis, under the creation of man, two facts were mentioned. One is, the tree of knowledge and of evil. Two is, the tree of life. According to the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they get to know they were naked. The verses in the Bible where the issue of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil were discussed can be found in Genesis 2, verse 9, and in Genesis 2, verse 16 to verse 17. Furthermore, Genesis 3, verse 22 to verse 24, explained how God puts up a preventive measure to prevent Adam and Eve from eating the fruit of the tree of life. The question here is, what may be the symbolic and objective value that can testify to this event? Every interpretation mankind puts forward is what this object may be is an apple. Further question is, why did God guard the tree of life with flaming sword, and why was Adam and Eve prevented from eating the fruit? And whence they ate the fruit, they were casted down to the earth. Furthermore, the question remains as, what is the tree of life? In Proverbs 13, verse 12, and in Revelation 22, verse 14, the tree of life was given brief elaborate explanations on. We all know from biblical history that intercourse is considered the easy filth that stained Christians' righteousness in the face of God. And relating that to Adam and Eve, before they were casted down to earth, they were covering their private part when God called upon them, as they are afraid and ashamed of that part since they have used it. One puzzle in the Bible is, why is Jesus Christ called the last Adam, 1 Corinthians 15, verse 45? And what is the significance of the first Adam in the book of the Genesis? Why is Jesus Christ referred in the Bible to as the vine, John 15, verse 5, and as the olive tree, Romans 11, verse 17? Do these references have any relationship with the trees mentioned in Genesis that symbolize Adam and Eve? From the Bible lesson, we learn that the serpent referred to as snake in the book of Genesis that tempted Adam and Eve, the ancient mankind, was an angel, spirited angel, and not an animal as widely believed. Revelation 12, verse 9. Further, since the angel assumed serpent was created by God, and anything created by God is not above God's judgment, the serpent was casted down to earth. 2 Peter 2, verse 4. Therefore, serpent is a figurative term for an angel, and it was used in the Bible to liken to an angel that tempted Eve due to serpent physical attributes, as a snake. We know serpent to be a big snake, and big snake twists its body around the prey and then devours the prey. In other words, in relation to the scripture, the serpent is a symbol of one who induces others to sacrifice themselves for its own benefits. Then the puzzle becomes, what is the motivation of the angel to cause the fall of man? And if serpent is an angel, why was it referred to by such awful name or term? However, if there is an existence of God, with the presence of serpent as an angel, then it means that mankind is God's second creation. Genesis 1, verse 26. As the discussion wraps up here, one point to keep in mind is that the word of truth is the presumable tree of knowledge of good and evil, which Adam and Eve will know once they are able to pass the test under the essence of creation. And they can reach the perfection stage. At that point, they will be able to know the word of truth on the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Unfortunately, as it turns out, Adam and Eve get to know about the tree of knowledge of good and evil very early in the process of the purpose of creation through serpent. This can be equated to telling a 5 to 8 years old about sexual intercourse, and teaching and guiding the 5 to 8 years old through the practical process of performing sexual intercourse. On this note, we come to the end of this discussion section. I hope the discussion is educationally helpful to you. Do not forget to click the subscribe and like buttons.